to what do we need to build? I think we need to, in terms of getting to net zero, we have to build a lot of things. You know, in the power sector, we have to continue to build a lot more solar and wind. We need to really accelerate EV deployment. We only have 20 million EVs and 1.5 million cars, so we need to do that. And then, of course, in the what they call the heavy industry, steel, cement, fertilizer, we need to deploy new technologies, hydrogen and also carbon capture, to really improve the carbon, emission, to reduce carbon emissions. And then finally, anything new we build, particularly in the developing countries, in China, India, all Africa, should all be as much clean as possible. Yeah, in order to transform it, we need. This is a complex system. There are a lot of people, a lot of governments, a lot of companies. We all as individuals, so everybody has to do their part. We as individuals, but companies, countries, and we require policy, a lot of government action, so that it is consistent with the goals of net zero. So because this infrastructure, once you build it, it's going to be there for a long time. So we need to build it as clean, as green, as emissions-free as possible. And in my view, a lot of action needs to happen in the developing world, because that's where the growth in demand is. So let's make sure that what they're building, how they're building their energy system is very clean as possible. You see, in case of energy, like everything else, geography matters. What is happening, how you experience energy and climate, say in Spain, is very different to how you experience in India or in South Africa. So the geography has to matter, and people's behavior, lifestyle, how the country is evolved is different. Many countries have a lot of big cities. Actually, in a way, big cities are easier to decarbonize because it's very concentrated use of energy, whereas some countries, particularly in Africa, are very rural, a lot of small villages. To do something there requires a different way of changing the energy system. So it's going to vary everywhere in the world. Well, getting to net zero globally, so by 2050, I think is hugely challenging, But at the same time, we need to have a high aspiration. And my thinking is that now that we have set the goal, let's actually go on and not talk about the goal, but actually deliver on the goal. So the realism will come by actually doing it, exactly by putting new investments, as I say, putting steel in the ground, but it's everything, it's putting new infrastructure in the ground. And that's how we should measure progress, by seeing how we are reducing emissions and not talk only about the goal in 2050. I think we need goals, by the way, for 2025, 2030, as fast an evolution as possible, probably not a revolution.